When a person says the ambiguous statement that I am not religious, but I'm spiritual, it confuses many, and today I wanted to bring more deeper clarity and understanding of one another better. Here is what it means from the perspective of someone who is spiritual but not religious, like me. I am no longer or never was interested in experiencing myself and my life by organizing myself into exclusivity with others who see the world, life, and universe in the same way or similar way as me. I do not wish to congregate in the same halls as those with a certain idea of God or where we go after death. I am not interested in reading only one book and viewing it as the truth. I am open to receiving information from all points of views possible, and am a spiritual seeker in the idea that hearing one myth, idea, or words of wisdom is never enough for me. Not that I cannot be satisfied or happy, but that I am happier when I open my perception towards other points of views, cultures, and perspectives to help piece together my greater understanding of reality and myself. I am a free spirit, and I do not like to conform to dates and rituals set to follow religiously. I prefer a world where people don't judge one another or make each other feel guilty for not following certain laws and rituals set by unknown hands before us. They neither align to my soul or who I am and became today. Though perhaps I grew up with religion, I no longer need to go to church, a mosque, or a synagogue, or any building that gathers people for spiritual guidance and listens to one person standing with a book in front of me preaching. I seek alternative ways for exploration of what God, the universe, and ultimately who I am and why I have come. I respect religions, and I get why people may gravitate towards them, and because I am where I am today, I do not judge others for the guidance they decide to use as tools in remembering their divine nature within. I do not believe anyone or any path holds all truth, and seek to discover many perceptions of different versions of truth, and create a living religion within me by taking what aligns to my soul and living with these values. There is no one religion I ascribe to. I am open to hearing from all or none, depending on where my focus is in life. I feel empowered not by a certain religion, but rather through a revealing of life itself, and through nature that invites me to connect to the higher soul within. Those who are religious may see the world in this way, and when they say they are devoutly religious or belong to a certain spiritual faith, here is what they mean. I prefer to experience my life right now, or for the rest of my life, through the subjective experience with only one religion that holds the view it has the ultimate truth while others didn't get it. I feel strongly that this may be the ultimate path for me, and for others to follow if only they felt like me and saw life in the way I do. I enjoy congregating with those who hold a like-minded perspective on life and visiting places of worship under the same roof. I enjoy only focusing on one path right now. I do not necessarily want to explore other spiritual paths or want to focus on seeing them as holding divine truth in them as well. It does not mean I think others are necessarily wrong. I just think about my own path and enjoy meeting and seek out others who want to explore the same path as me. It is my faith and belief in this one path that offers me empowerment and experiences of miracles and blessings in my life as rewards for my faith and trust in this one path. These two perspectives are two different ways the universe experiences the quest or journey towards discovery of the self through the human. One way through souls who are okay with ambiguity and mystery in a way to not belong to one faith. The other perspectives through a soul who wants more order and to feel a sense of knowing it is on the right path or not. Both of these perspectives hold assets and benefits to the universe. But what happens when one perspective becomes more controlling over others' perspectives? This is what may be going on in today's world. A relieving of pressure from limiting beliefs in the world based around religion. What has happened in religion is that the dream of this material world has become their reality, in which they believed throughout all the ages there was one way or path towards spiritual purity of humanity. People were willing to kill for this belief, because in that moment they believed that their God would reward them for killing a disbeliever of their faith, or that the world was like a chessboard and that they were spiritually invited to transform all the players into versions of themselves. This is an extreme mindset of some who get ingrained with their religions in ego so much that they feel others are wrong. They forget about their higher self, or forget to listen to it telling them that they are connected to all souls. Religion can exist when the ego is not the only thing in awareness by that soul. The higher self can be aware that as of right now in their life, this is the best path for them, and they do not judge others, but they are following their heart of what they believe to be the right way and answers to life's sufferings. But when religion exists while the ego is the only identifier with it, then it can be dangerous, and you could see Baptist protesters holding signs of hate, claiming that God hates gays. They are not looking through the eyes of the universe at their fellow man, and they are certainly not understanding their role as experiencing themselves through this spiritual path. This is when their ego is in the driver's seat, and they try to control others, make others like them, or at the very least, make people feel bad that they are not. So perhaps the issue with religion is the ego identity that takes on the subjective view that only their way is the right way. It may not be religion itself, but it may be what religion can make people do when they forget their higher nature within. There are some rare individuals in this world that I have had the pleasure to meet who can be religious with one faith, yet they still don't judge others of different faiths. I see their minds. They come from a place of acceptance within themselves to be able to accept others. They chose a path for themselves, yet they understand the value of others' paths. They are looking at others through the eyes of the universe, experiencing themselves as a soul on one path, looking at others with the eyes of egoless love. It is a delicate balance, and I have seen these people exist. Though it is a rare placement, and one reserved for old souls or walk-ins who come to earth and just want to look out at the world through the eyes of a Christian man or a Jewish woman, yet they know deep inside they belong to a greater understanding of oneness in this cosmos. How do we teach or spread this oneness and perception of unity within the minds of the religious today? I have thought about this long and hard, and I believe it can only be through introducing religion and religious organizations that teach the divine truths of all other faiths, interconnected as we share the same energy field from the Prime Source. I see many religious organizations that have started to do this. Non-denominational churches often read from a variety of religious books to teach and show lessons of continuity of higher messages brought down to humanity. Over time, I do believe religious sectarianism will fade as people's egos start to allow the higher self to penetrate through and allow for their perceptions to zoom out and not see the life through only their eyes, but through the eyes of others around them. When all souls discover that they belong to one another, there can be no longer judgment, as you see the infinite perspectives of each other are needed for a variety of life to exist, and to know the true self as the one, but many.